কুঞ্জ বিহারী গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে জয় রাধা গিরিধারী রাধা গিরিধারী শ্রী রাধে জয় জগন্নাথ জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা জয় গৌরনিতাই 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 জয় গৌরনিতাই জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি দণ্ডবাদ প্রণাম
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we are now reading the Lilamrita.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we are reading from volume 2, Lilamrita, volume 2, and,
Okay,
and chapter 39.
yes.
And the heading of this chapter is, I will build a wonderful temple for you. 5-day Gaura Purnima festival featured 24-hour Kirtan with groups of devotees chanting in 2-hour shifts. Each morning, the main body of devotees would form a Kirtan procession and go out visiting Navadvip's holy sites. The neem tree under which Lord Chaitanya was born, the house of Srinivasacharya, where Lord Chaitanya and his associates had performed nocturnal Kirtana, the spot where Kazi had tried to stop Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan, the residence of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Often Bhaktivinoda Thakur had stood in front of this house. Prabhupada told the devotees and looked out across the Jalungi towards where Srila Prabhupada now had his land. Throughout the day, and especially in the morning, especially in the evening, the devotees would gather on the stage of the orange-striped pandal, while Radha Madhava stood at stage center within a traditional Bengali singhasana of carved banana stalks covered with colored foil and flower garlands. Prabhupada would have his disciples do most of the public speaking, and with Achyutananda Swami lecturing in Bengali as the main speaker. Hundreds of people came and went in a steady stream, and devotees distributed Bengali, English, and Hindi Back to Godhead magazines. In the evening, they would present a slideshow of film. Prabhupada was especially pleased to watch the prasadam distribution from his window. Hundreds of villagers squatting in long rows, eating khichdi from round leaf plates. Continue this forever, Prabhupada told his disciples. always distribute prasadam. Even without a building, Prabhupada preaching in Mayapur was significant, while other 20 Mathos were also observing Gaur Purnima, mostly by hosting Calcutta widows who paid a fee to live a few days in a temple and visit the holy places of Navadvip. Prabhupada's Pandal program was most vigorous celebration and drew the most visitors. The birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada said, had no meaning without preaching. Except for this time of the year, very few people visited Mayapur. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm stopping here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, verse number 22. The island of Jambudvip. That's the title of the chapter, chapter 19. Kim duskarairna kratubhistapovrater danadibhirva dvijayena falguna nayatra narayana pad pankaja priti pramushta tisaya indriya sayat savat Kim duskarairna kratubhistapovrater danadibhirva dvijayena falguna Nayatra Narayan Pad Pankaja Smriti Pramushta Tishayen Driyotsavat Kim Duskarairna Kratubhista Povrater Danadibhirva Dujayena Falguna Nayatra Narayan Pad Pankaja Smriti Pramushta Tishayendriyotsavat Naduskarer na kratubhistapovrater Danadibhirva Dvijayena Falguna Nayatra Narayana Pada Pankaja Smriti Pramushta Tishayendriyotsavat. Yes, devotees, if you want to chant this verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, I am trying.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Kim dushkararna kratubhistapo vrator dana divirva dujayena falguna nayatra narayana pada pankaja sriti pramushtati shayendriyotshavat. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Kim dushkaroina pratukvistapobratoir dana divirva dujayena pholguna nayatra narayana pado pankajo shriti pramushta tishoyendriyotsavat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Kim duskarai na kratubhistapovrate danadibhirva dvijayena falguna nayatra narayana padapankaja smriti pramushtha atish indriyotsavat. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I will also try.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Kim dushkareya na kratubhistapo vrater दानाभिर्वा दुजयेन फाल्गुना न यत्र नारायण पदपङ्कज स्मृति प्रमुष्ट अतिशेन्द्रियोत्सवात्. Thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else wants to recite? Okay, so someone can now read the synonyms. So anyone who's interested in reading the synonyms, word by word meaning.
Okay. Kim, synonyms by Srila Prabhupada. Kim, what is the value? Dushkara, very difficult to perform. Na, our. Kratubhi, with performance of sacrifice. Tapa, with austerity. Vrata, vows. Dana, adibir, with executing charitable activities and so on. Va, or. Vajayena, with achieving the heavenly kingdom. Falguna, which is insignificant. Na, not. Yatra, where. Narayana Pada Pankaja, of the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. Smriti, the remembrance. Pramushta, lost. Atishaya, excessive. Indriya Utsavat, due to material sense gratification. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. And so someone can now read the translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So
May I
please,
read, Prabhuji? Hare
yes,
Krishna.
Mataji, you can read the translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The demigods continue. After performing the very difficult task of executing Vedic ritualistic sacrifices, undergoing austerities, observing vows, and giving charity, we have achieved this position as inhabitants of the heavenly planets. But what is the value of this achievement? Here we are, certainly very engaged in material sense gratification, and therefore we can hardly remember the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. Indeed, because of our excessive sense gratification, we have almost forgotten his lotus feet. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. And someone can read the purport by Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
The land of Bharatvarsha is so exalted that by taking birth there, one cannot only attain the heavenly planets but also go directly back home, back to Godhead. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.25, Yanti deva brata devan pitrin yanti pitribrata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti mod yajino pimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me. People in the land of Bharatvarsha generally follow the Vedic principles and consequently perform great sacrifices by which they can be elevated to the heavenly planets. However, what is the use of such great attainments? As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.21, Shine Punne Marto Lokam Vishanti. After the results of one's sacrifices, charity, and other pious activities expire, one must return to the lower planetary system and again feel the pangs of birth and death. However, one who becomes Krishna conscious can go back to Krishna. Yanti mod ajino pimam. Therefore, the demigods even regret having been elevated to the higher planetary systems. The denizens of the heavenly planets regret that they could not take full advantage of being born in the land of Bharatvarsha. Instead, they became captivated by a higher standard of sense gratification, and therefore they forgot the lotus feet of Lord Narayana at the time of death. The conclusion is that one who has taken birth in the land of Bharatvarsha must follow the instructions given personally by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. One should try to return home back to Godhead, to the Vaikuntha planets or to the topmost Vaikuntha planet, Golok Vrindavan, to live eternally in full blissful knowledge in the company of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chaksurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashta Bhutala Srimate Radha Govinda Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashta Bhutala Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachari Nirvishes Sunyadi Paschata Deshtarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurav Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So thank you all the devotees for joining us this morning. So we are reading this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, still on the prayers of the residents of Jambudvip. We know that Jambudvip has got 9 varshes. So Jambudvip is right in the middle, and in every varsha, in every tract of land in Jambudvip, the residents actually worship the Lord in different forms. Lord is worshipped, Lord Krishna is worshipped, but in different forms. So we are now discussing about which lok, the prayers offered in which lok, or in which varsha. Yes? Which varsha are we discussing now? Are you able to hear me, devotees?
Yes, Prabhuji. Kim
So
Purusha?
not Kim Purusha. Kim Purusha has already discussed.
Bharat Varsha, Prabhu.
Yes, Bharat Varsha. We are discussing the prayers of whom? Who's praying in Bharat Varsha?
The Devatas, Prabhuji, the demigods. Demigods are praying this, saying this, but
Yes. But who said this? Who's saying to whom?
Bhumi Devi.
No, not Bhumi Devi. Bhumi Devi is praying to Lord Varhadev, not in this planet. It's Naradji offering prayers to in Bharatvarsh. Who? Nar Narayan. Who? Who's offering? Yes, and while he's saying this, Naradji is saying that the demigods actually said this because they are talking about how great the people of Bharatvarsh is. Who is saying this to whom? Naradji is offering prayers to Lord Narayan and talking about the greatness of Bharatvarsh and saying that even the devatas want to take birth in
Bharatvarsh.
In Bharatvarsh. And so the previous verse is also, that's what Naradji says about the devatas, that all the demigods actually speak in this way. Who's saying this? All the demigods speak in this way. It is the previous verse. It is Naradji is saying while offering prayers to the Lord. And so in the previous verse, so the devatas are talking about the great fortune of those people who have taken birth in Bharatvarsh, the humans who have got this facility of performing devotional service. So, and Naraji, the devatas had said previously that they must have performed so many great activities, so many austerity, so much of piety, spiritual piety, of course, that they have got this chance to take birth in Bharatvarsh. And then, otherwise, how is it possible? And we want to take birth, and they've already taken birth as human beings. So they're very, very fortunate. Susulabham, that there's a verse also. Nirdeham madhyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam guru karnadharam. What is the meaning of this? This is the verse actually spoken by Lord Krishna in the 11th canto. Nirdeham madhyam sulabham sudurlabham. What is the meaning of sulabham sudurlabham?
Sulabham means which has been easily obtained, but it is
Yeah.
very difficult to achieve.
Yes, it's very difficult to attain, but you have already attained sulabham. It has become achievable. So this is what the devatas are saying in their prayers. That even devatas, for devatas it's not sulabham, but for the people of Bharatvash it has become sulabh, the human beings. And in this prayer, in the previous prayer, in verse number 21, they are talking about the great fortune of the
Full Bharatvarsh. 21,
great
the
fortune of the
rivers and the mountains are there in the land of Bharatvarsha.
No, in verse
Been
21.
been
In
born
21,
been born in Bharatvarsha.
yes, the great fortune of the human beings born in Bharatvarsh. That's what is mentioned in the previous verse. And in this verse, in verse number 22, they are talking about their great misfortune. The fortune of the devatas is great fortune of the devatas is mentioned in of the human beings born in Bharatvarsh is mentioned in verse number 21 by the devatas. And in this verse, they are talking about their great
Misfortune.
misfortune. Why their misfortune? It's mentioned here. So in this verse, it's mentioned that Kim duskarairna kratubhir tapovrateir. So, what is the value? Kim duskarair. Duskarair means something very, very hard to perform. Is it hard to perform all this? And what's mentioned is kratubhir tapovrateir. Tap, brat, kratubhi. Kratubhi means the sacrifices. Is Ashwamedha Yajna easy to do?
No, very hard.
Very hard. All this different sacrifices are very, very hard. And if someone becomes Lord Indra, he has to perform how many Ashwamedha Yajnas?
100.
100. We know how much difficulties Prithu Maharaj had to undergo to perform those 99 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Isn't it true? Was it
Yeah.
Prithu Maharaj? And then we know, what they have to do. They have to send horses, and then they have to fight, and so many soldiers get killed, and you have to have so many ingredients, and things have to be made of gold, and very, very qualified brahmanas. You can't make any mistakes. So all these sacrifices are very, very hard. Kratubhi. And also tapa. Tapa means
Austerity.
austerities. And also vrat. Vrat means all the vows. So Kim Duskare na means we our which we have done Kratubhi and Tapo Vrat and also Dana Divhir. Dan adhi bhi means dan, and dan means charity. Adhi bhi means and other things.
Similar activities.
Yes, other activities, other activities, and because of all these activities, we have become devatas. Va Dvijayena, we have attained this heavenly planet. Devatas are saying that we have achieved all this, the heavenly planets, because of all these things, because of tap, because of yajna, and because of all the vrat that we have performed. And it's not easy to perform all these things. So after so much difficulty, we had to do all this. We had to undergo so much difficulty when doing all these things, which gave us this, which by which we have achieved this heavenly planet. And but this heavenly planet that we have achieved is only Falguna, means it is very, very insignificant. And then the Devatas will say why it is insignificant. So much effort put in, so much effort, so much difficulties one has to undergo to attain the Swargalok. So Devata saying we have attained the Swargalok. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Kamatmana, before that says, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadante vipaschitaha vedvadratha partha nanya dastiti vadina kamatmana sargapara janma karma phala pradha kriya vishesha bahulam bhogeshwarya gatim prati. So bhogeshwarya gatim prati, to get the enjoyment of the bhog and aishwarya, to get the enjoyment bhog, and because to get that enjoyment bhog, you need aishwarya. There are things that you need. If you want to enjoy, then you need aishwarya, you need wealth. So bhog and aishwarya prati, to attain enjoyment in the heavenly planets. So kamatmana swarga para, considering swarga to be everything, swarga para, kamatmana, to enjoy, swarga para, janma karma phala pradam, and also getting good birth. So kamatmana sarga para janma karma phala pradam. Kriya vishesha bahulam. What is the meaning of kriya vishesha bahulam? Bahulam is too many, or too many activities.
Too many.
Kriya vishesh means all
these fruitive activities.
All these fruitive activities. You do this yag, then you get this enjoyment. This is what, the part of the Vedas we talk about fruitive activities. Very, very flowery language, very, very nicely described. You do this, you get this kind of enjoyment in the Swargalok. You can do this, you'll enjoy this apsaras, very beautiful women. There is Amrit, you can drink Amrit. There is so much of bhog, you can enjoy. All these things are given, and people get attracted to this. Bhogeshwari gatim prati. Lord Krishna is saying this in Bhagavad Gita. Now, after all this kriya vishesha bahula, all this yajna, tapasya, and brat, the devatas are saying, what do we get? The insignificant
Sense enjoyment. The great
Swarga.
sense enjoyment. He's telling it.
We have got this Swarga lok, and the insignificant enjoyment, and the place, of course, is very insignificant. Falguna. Because why is it insignificant?
Because Prabhu, they are temporary after the end of.
Yes, of course.
Because sense in,
Yes,
because of
Prabhu.
sense enjoyment, they've forgotten. Because of sense enjoyment, they've forgotten Narayan.
Yes, because they've forgotten the most important thing, the goal of life. Humans in the Bharatvarsh are performing devotional service, and we are so unfortunate, and they're remembering the Lord. And remembering the Lord is the goal of life, isn't it true? Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janma Labha Parapamsa Ante Narayana
Smriti.
Smriti. So remembering Lord is the goal of life. And we should remember Lord always. Tasma Sarvesu Kalesu Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. Always remember Krishna. But we have worked so hard, but what we have got, this insignificant Swargalok. And in this Swargalok, na yatra, where na yatra Narayana Pad Pankaja Smriti, where there is Narayana Pad Pankaja. What is the meaning of Narayana Pad Pankaja?
The lotus feet of the Lord Narayan.
The lotus feet of Lord Narayan. Na yatra smriti, where there is no
No
Narayana
no
smriti.
memory of this.
Yeah, no remembrance of Narayan. We can't remember Narayan here. In Swargalok, we are not able to remember Narayan, whereas in Bharatvarsh, there people are remembering Narayan. They can remember Narayan. And here we have Swargalok, we cannot remember Narayan. Why can't we remember Narayan? That question may be asked. They're saying, forget about remembering Narayan. We have Pramushta.
Lost.
Pramushta means lost. Lost even the remembrance of Ramayana, Narayan. We cannot remember. Pramushta, why? Why?
Because of excessive sense gratification.
Yes, because of Atishay. Atishay means too much, excessive.
Too much.
Atishay, Indriya. Indriya means
Senses, Prabhu.
senses. Senses. We have got all this. There is greater quality of enjoyment for the senses in the Swargalok. They can enjoyment is so much, but we know that like females, the apsaras, their chastity is not lost. They can enjoy with all the devatas, but their chastity is not lost. So that's one kind of enjoyment. But here, of course, is different. And the enjoyment here, one cannot enjoy much. There, they have got those senses by which they can enjoy even more. There's more enjoyment there in Swargalok. Not only that, if there's any kind of enjoyment, there's much more. They're very more beautiful looking personalities. They have more strength, more power, more physical beauty, better. They're more beautiful, more strong. The senses are more strong, and they're giving you more enjoyment. They're more pleasure. in the Swargalok. So that means Atisaya Indriya Utsavat. Indriyotsavat. Utsavat means like there is, just like there is one, what do you call? Then they just like
Enjoyment.
festival that you are enjoying, festival, Utsav. So there is also, there's more enjoyment for the
Senses.
senses. There's more enjoyment for the senses, and because of that, we have even forgotten about Narayan. We forget, almost forget Prabhupada, right? So Pramushta, forgetting Narayan. And of course, we know that and because of little bit of sense enjoyment in this world, people forget Narayan. Isn't it true? That's
Yes.
why Lord Krishna is saying, Bhogeshwarya prasaktana daya parita chedasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidhiyate. What is Lord Krishna saying? Bhog Aishwarya prasaktana daya parita chedasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidhiyate. Those who are attached to Bhog and Aishwarya. Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya parita chedasam. And those who are bewildered by such things. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. What is Vyavasayatmika buddhi?
Strong determination for devotional service, Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
Strong determination for doing devotional service to the
Yes.
Lord.
Yes. That's Vyavasayatmika buddhi. One-pointedness. When you have so much enjoyment, can there be one-pointedness in devotional service?
Oh.
Not easy. So Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidiyate. Samadho means, of course, on the Lord. One cannot fix their mind on the Lord because of Bhog and Aishwarya. So if this little bit of Bhog and Aishwarya in this world, makes people forget the Lord and that people are not able to remember the Lord, then do you think the devatas have a better chance of remembering the Lord?
No.
No. So that's why the devatas are talking about their great misfortune. That the people of Bharatvarsha, they are very fortunate that they can remember the Lord, but we are so unfortunate that we have forgotten the Lord. We are not able to remember the Lord. Na smriti. Here we are not able to remember. Narayana pad pankaja smriti. Na nara yatra. Narayana pad pankaja smriti. There is also one verse at the end of the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Vedesu yagisu tapasu chaiva danesu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthano paiti chadyam. What is the meaning of this? Vedesu yagyesu tapasu chaiva danesu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthano paiti chadyam. Vedesu tapasu yagyesu tapasu chaiva. Vedesu, study of Vedas. Vedesu yagyesu. Yagyesu means yagya. Tapasya means the
Austerity.
yagya means
Austerity.
sacrifice. Tapasya means the austerity.
Austerity.
Danesu. Danesu means
Giving charity.
Sacrifice.
so yagyesu, Vedesu yagyesu tapasu chaiva danesu yat punya phalam pradishtam, and all the punya phalam that's mentioned. Punya phal means the results of pious activity. Vedesu yagyesu tapsu chaiva danesu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Pradishtam means mentioned or given or indicated, mentioned. So it's mentioned that all these things, a yogi surpasses all this, Vedesu yagyesu tapsu chaiva danesu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Atyeti sarvamidam viditva, whatever is, knowing all this, knowing that the goal is actually temporary, Atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva, knowing sarvamidam viditva, yogi param sthano paiti chadyam. Yogi means a devotee. Param sthano paiti chadyam. Param sthanam means
the ultimate destination.
ultimate destination. Param sthanam, that supreme abode. Param sthana upaiti chadyam. Chadyam, original, that place. So yogi, a devotee, attains the ultimate destination. The surpass is not interested in all these things, Vedas, study of Vedas, or tapasya, or yagya, dan. They are not interested too much in these things. They surpass all this and they perform what? Yogi is a devotee, performs devotional service. And by performing devotional service, they attain
The highest destination or the
the
supreme
supreme
good of the
destination. They attain the supreme destination. And those people who are attached to all these things and work hard, kamatmana swargapara, they are interested in all the enjoyment of this world. What do they attain at most?
Swargalok only.
They only attain Swargalok. And what happens? How long can you be in Swargalok? And how much can you enjoy? Lord Krishna is saying, Titam bhuktva Swargalokam vishalam Hine punye martalokam vishanti Evam tridharma manu prapanna gata gatam kama kama labante. What is Lord Krishna saying?
After the end of the punya karma, they have to come back to this body. And enjoying there, and they have to come back to this earth planet again.
Yes. So you come back. Hine punya martalokam vishanti. And Prabhupada also actually says here, Yanti deva vrta devan pitrin yanti pitrivata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajinopi mam. Yanti deva vrta devan. Some of them worship devatas and they go to the planet of the devatas. You go where your worshipable Lord is, worshipable devata is. You're attached to some devata, you go there. Pitrin yanti pitrivata. If you are interested, if you are worshipping forefathers, you go there. Pitras. Bhutani yanti bhudaja. If you worship ghosts and spirits, then you become ghost and spirit. And yanti madhyajino pima, those who worship me will come to me. Can you think, does every path lead to the same goal?
No, Prabhuji.
No. Every path doesn't lead to the same goal. We're not saying, Krishna is saying. Yanti devavrtadyan pitri yanti pitrivata bhutani yanti bhutaja yanti madhyajino pima. And so, these devatas consider themselves unfortunate. What to speak of those people who worship
Gods.
the devatas? Devatas themselves consider themselves are considering themselves unfortunate because they are not able to remember the Lord. If they cannot remember the Lord, what to speak of those people who want to attain They want to have eternal happiness, or they want to have happiness in the Swargalok. How can they go there and think that is the best destination? So those people in the Bharatvarsh are fortunate because they can at least remember the Lord. And Devatas are saying we are so unfortunate that we cannot remember the Lord because of excessive bhog and aishwarya. And we know that there is a supreme destination. This yogis or the devotees attain that supreme destination. And Lord Krishna is actually talking about that supreme destination again and again. And that supreme destination is called the Golok Vrindavan. Natad bhasyate suryo shankona pavaka yad gatva nanivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Lord Krishna is saying, my paramam mama, that is my
About.
supreme abode. That's my supreme abode. Always, and Lord Krishna is saying that any place within this material world, any place, whether you talk about Swargaloka or the higher planets within this material world, up to Brahmalok, in lower planets, down up to Patal, all these planets, Bhulok, Bhuvarlok, Swargalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok, Satyalok, Atal Vital, Sutal, Palatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, Padal, all this are Brahma Bhuvana Loka. Punar Avartino Arjuna.
No.
Mamapetya Konteya Punar Janmana
Vidyate.
Vidyate. So that is the supreme destination. Mamapetya Konteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. That's where there is no repeated birth and death. But within this material world, up to Brahmalok, from the lowest to the highest, these are all places of repeated birth and death. And there's repeated birth and death means miseries. Where there is birth, death, disease, old age, there is miseries. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukh, Dosh, Anudarshana. So it's a very nice verse where the humble devatas are talking about the greatness or their misfortune. In previous verse, they spoke about the greatness of the taking birth in Bharatvarsh as a human being, a great fortune. And this prayer is actually
Their lamentation.
Their lamentation. Who's actually speaking here? This is still prayers offered to
Narayan.
Narayan by the great
Naradji.
sage Narad.
Naradji.
So we know Naradji is our Acharya. He is one who, by whose mercy we got Ramayana, because he's the one who whose disciple Valmiki wrote Ramayana under his guidance. And then we know that we have got Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's because of whose mercy?
Narad Muni's mercy to
Narad Muni's mercy. Yes, because of him we got this Srimad Bhagavatam. And he is always preaching is the empowered incarnation of the Lord. And he has preached to not only the people who are born in good families, but he has also preached to the demons. He is also the guru of who? Prahlad Maharaj,
Prahlad
is
Maharaj.
the guru of Dhruva Maharaj. He is very, very elevated, and this is what Naradji is saying about the what the devatas are saying. What's the realization of the devatas? This is what they say. The devatas are saying about themselves, that all the hard work for what? For the insignificant place called Swargalok. So are they happy in the Swargalok? They are
No,
seeing so
Prabhu.
many. They are seeing so many people because they have to. Some of the devatas, they have to stay for one whole manvantar. And while they are busy with enjoyment, they always see that there are so many people going to the
The ultimate or the
yeah
Vaikuntha Lok or the Golok.
yeah. They sometimes they go past the devata devlok. They see them, and they actually thinking, oh, someone in a very very short time attain the supreme destination, and we are here again enjoying the same thing. Punascharvita charvananam, again chewing the chew again and again. And so this is the realization of the devatas, and this is what Naradji says. Yes, any questions, or what are some of the things we have learned from this verse, devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
So just learn from lecture Prabhu. We should not forget what is our goal. And our goal is to remember Lord Krishna. And we remember Krishna, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna.
Yes, very nice. Goal is to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And that is what, the topmost vidhi is to always,
Chant Hare Krishna.
what should we always do, the vidhi?
To
And what is
remember
the
the
nishad?
Lord and never forget Him.
What is the
Always
nishad? What is the topmost nishad?
Not to forget the Lord.
Not to forget. What not to do, what not to do, what not to do. Not forget Krishna, never forget Krishna. What to do, what to do, what to do, what to do.
always
Remember
remember
Krishna,
Krishna.
remember
Always
Krishna.
remember Krishna. Very nice. Thank you so much. Anything else? Yes, devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam.
Danut Pranam Prabhuji.
Prabhu, in general, people say, okay, if you do good pious activities, you go to Swargaloka. Or if you do bad activities, you go to Nargaloka. They do not talk anything about Golok Vrindavan.
Hmm.
So obviously, you do pious activities, you attain Swarga, but nobody talks about Golok Vrindavan. So any further expansion on this, please?
Yeah, because the thing is, those people who guide them, they mostly focus on these activities. The people who guide them, normally the brahmanas, they make you do so many yajnas, because if you make them do all these yajnas, then why do you think they make them do all these things?
To accumulate the pious activities.
Why do you think they are engaging mostly in pious activities?
So they can remember Lord.
No, because mostly they benefit also.
Yeah, material benefit is also there.
No, material benefit for those people who make them do these things. Isn't it true?
Yes, absolutely, Prabhu.
You do this, you'll get a child. If you do this, you'll get some happiness, and you do this, you'll get all these things. Who's promoting all these things?
The Brahmins, the people
Yes,
who do ritual activities.
yes. So people get attracted to all these
Karmakandi.
things. Yes, Karam Kandi. So there are more people who are making them do these things. But the devotees actually, we know, they asked people to chant the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. They say just use the tongue to chant the Mahamantra. Isn't it true? They encourage people to hear Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes.
And they speak from the Bhagavatam. And those are there other people who are teaching them how to do different karma kand activities for different benefits, material benefits. And we know the devotees, they want them to perform devotional service, which is ahaituki and apratiyata. Devotees ask them to do activities with ahetuki and apratiyata. Means always do uninterrupted and unmotivated. And they teach them only things which should be done for a motive. You do this, you'll get this. You do this, you get this. So there are so many people in this world who are actually guiding them in this way. That's why it's mentioned that manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya pradita. Means they are also misguided in Kali Yuga especially. Isn't it true?
Correct.
But if they have some intelligence, or if they say some good fortune and they get some associate with the devotees, then they understand actually what the real goal of life is. Otherwise, if they're not guided, if they're misguided, then they are always thinking about all those enjoyments of this world. Enjoyment here, enjoyment in the Swargalok. They only know heaven and hell. And also a lot of people also in the other religions also, they only know heaven and hell. They don't know about this. There's a place which is called Vaikuntha, which is called Golok Vrindavan. They don't know. So that's why Prabhupada said preaching is the essence. The real essence of is preaching. Why? So that we can tell them the right thing that Krishna wants them to know. What does Krishna want them to know? Why does Krishna come? He wants to come and establish this real dharma. That's why I say Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Mam Ekam. Because and how do you surrender in this, especially in Kali Yuga, by chanting the Mahamantra? And where do you go? Golok Vrindavan. Where is Krishna's dham? Which is the supreme dham? When we did Bhagavad Gita, when we understand from the devotees, then we know. And that's why Krishna wants everyone to know this. And that's why Prabhupada wanted everyone to know it. And Prabhupada, that's why I said preaching is the essence. Okay, Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhu. Absolutely correct. I mean, you already have answered this in this shloka that all the material world, include up to Brahma Lok, is all what you call annihilated, except the Golok Vrindavan. And you also told that the Devatas also are praying that they want to be born in Bharatvarsh so they can attend Golok Vrindavan rather than attending this, because they're already in the Swargaloka.
Yes. And then they're always talking about the great fortune of those who have taken human birth in the Bharatvarsh, and they have great misfortune. That for the humans, there's a great fortune because they've already become humans. But for them, it's a great misfortune that they're born as devatas, and for them to attain a birth they don't even know when they will next get the birth in such a great place. So thank you, all the devotees. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Vanchakapataruvyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. His Grace Madhav Govind Prabhu ki
Jai.
श्री श्री राधा गिरधारी भगवान की जय, श्री श्री गौरी ठाकुर भगवान की जय, श्री श्री सीताराम लखन हनुमान की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अमृत भक्त वृंद की जय। Thank you, devotees. Thank you so much.
Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandava Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.